Hey guys, TehJew22 here, and welcome to another episode of TehJew22 Talks. Now we have yet another person, or in this case, people, that I haven't talked about. Now, before I get to the people, I might as well get to how I met the people through one of them. Now, I first met this person under the name of the Shaukin. Well, that's the, and then Shao, as in S-H-A-O, and then Kun, K, which is spelled K-U-N, the Shaukin. And, well, okay. Well, since I'm going to be talking about more than one person, I might as well just tell you his name. His name is Matthew. So yeah, Matthew, the Shaukin. I first met him, I think it was on an episode of, We Like to Praise LP. I can't remember which one, but Matthew, if you're watching this, can you tell me where I first met you? Because I don't seem to remember. If not, then maybe it was a friend request or something. I don't remember exactly, but I first met Matthew under the name of the Shaukin. And then I met his three friends. And that's the group I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm talking about the SuperVideoGamingBros. Yes, they are an LP group. Although there have been many other LP groups before, they are only the second that comes to my mind as one of the great LP groups. I mean, they're fairly young, but, well, not just in age, but I meant like their YouTube, their, status on YouTube, that is. Nevertheless, Matt, or Matthew, he started the channel along with his good friends, I forgot already. Oh yeah, Chris, Norman, and Jake. So yeah, those four guys formed the Video Gaming Brothers, and among the LPs that they've done previously, or they're doing now, or yeah, they first started out with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I noticed that New Super Mario Bros. Wii, ever since it came out, it's been the, quote, first LP that new LPers do nowadays. In fact, I'm guilty of it, but you gotta start somewhere, do you? So yeah, they did an LP of their game, and among other LPs that they've already been doing, or they're doing now, I believe Matt was doing an LP of Epic Mickey, which is pretty epic, especially with his voice acting. I'm seriously, Matthew, or Matt, whatever you want to call him, he is such a good voice actor. It's like I'm not even I try, but even I'm not as good as he is. But of course, since he's from native Britain, yeah, he has an accent, which over in Britain is not an accent. It's just the way he speaks. That's all. So yeah, as far as oh yeah, and Chris was doing an LP of Spyro the Dragon, as well. What else? Oh yeah, and there's also what is it? A spin-off channel for my good friend Matthew called Matt Likes to Game, and he's doing an LP of Skyward Sword, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, on his personal channel. But as for the Video Gaming Brothers themselves, I have to say Matthew is the undisputed leader of the group, because it's like he knows what to do when it comes to video games. It's like the other guys, either they don't play the games a lot or they don't know how to play it efficiently enough to where, especially when it comes to recording the footage. I mean, it's one thing to play for fun, it's another thing to play for an LP, and it's obvious that Matthew is the undisputed leader. No disrespect to the other three, but he's the undisputed leader of the group because he knows what he's doing. Now, let's see. Normand. I don't know. Yeah, Normand doesn't have a solo LP on the side, but for what he does, I mean, it's not what he says that's funny. It's what he does whenever he plays. Like on New Super Mario Bros. Wii, he's Mario. So yeah, he's Mario on New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And then Chris, I mean, he's pretty funny too. I mean, sometimes the things he says can be very funny as well, but yeah, usually Chris can be a bit of a, sometimes whenever he plays as Yellow Toad, sometimes, that is in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. In that game, as Yellow Toad, he kind of acts like a little, he's kind of, how do I put this? You know how you hit the block and power-ups come out, and yet he has a tendency to take them all? Like, he can do things like that, or he could mess everything up, and it would be like, Chris, you messed it up! And it's like the banter between Chris, all the other guys, and Matt. It's just funny as hell. I'm sorry. I mean, Matt, I'll get back to Matt in a moment. And then there's Jake, who, hands down is probably not the best player, but, I'm no disrespect to Jake. I mean, Jake is funny, especially when he messes up the whole team, and it's like, Jake! You shouldn't have done that! Or, Jake, you should have done that! Or, Jake, you should have touched the flag, and now we died! Or something like that. And I'm just using these examples for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, okay? Now, the thing is, Matthew is obviously the funniest, in addition to being the leader, because whenever Chris, Norman, or Jacob, or any combination of the three mess up, Matthew just goes nuts, and that kind of makes for great comedy, because it's like, I can agree with Matt, but it's like, you can't help but laugh about that. And then there was one such episode of, and they're also, and as of right now, they're currently Let's Playing. Well, in America, it's called Kirby's Return to Dreamland, but in Great Britain, where they're from, it's called Kirby's Adventure. And as they were playing the game, I believe it was a level in Onion Ocean, and Matthew took note that there was a basically the collectible in that game is a cog, like, a cog, which is like kind of like a mechanism that without it a machine won't work, kind of like a same thing with a clock. Well, he noticed that there was a cog down there, or rather there was they're on a bridge, and there's water underneath, but then there's a little indentation to where the player third person point of view, can see that there's a cog underneath where they were standing. Like Kirby's standing on a platform, but underneath it is a cog. And then Matthew, of all the things he says, there's a thing down there. But of course, I as a viewer kind of took it as a joke, because when he said, there's a thing down there, that is funny as hell. Because he said there's a thing down there. I mean, I'm pretty sure he meant to say there's a cog down there, but he said thing, and you guys can think of many things that you would think of as a thing. But that's just one of the funnier moments of the Super Video Gaming Brothers. They're funny as hell. It's like they either make you laugh or they make you smile. They just always put a smile on my face, and that's the one thing I love about them. And I'll be sure to send you a link to their channel so you can go check out their stuff, the stuff that they've done, and the stuff that they are doing. And but I suggest the 4-player Let's Plays, not the solo LPs. I mean, the solo LPs are good, but if you want comedy gold, just watch their Let's Plays of New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Kirby's Adventure, as they call it. So, as for all 4 of those guys, Jake, Matt, Norman, and Chris, may God bless you. May you live long, happy lives, and best of luck in your future endeavors. But for everybody else, this is TehJew22 signing off, saying goodbye, and stay tuned for the next episode. Alright, peace.